What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I just finished a nice 2-hour workout. I don't get too many of these days. Usually you get done about an hour because I'm always in a rush. Got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of projects to work on. But today I had a day off and I put it to good use. So today's video is going to be my first impressions with the Camp Chef pellet grill. So I recently upgraded my barbecue setup. Previously I was just running my Weber Genesis grill, and I've had that thing for probably like 15 or 16 years. Weber makes outstanding grills, and that thing has been solid. But I always wanted to upgrade it to the latest and greatest pellet grill because I do a lot of smoking, and the smoker that I had was just your basic smoker setup. It was just an electric smoker, and it was like $100 at Cabela's, and I bought that thing maybe 15-16 years ago when I just got onto salmon fishing and I wanted to smoke some salmon, and I've had that thing the entire time. That's the most basic smoker setup, but I've learned a lot starting from the basics. Just like with the video and the camera stuff, I started out shooting film back in college because I wanted to learn how to process the film and how to learn how to read light and etc. So you got to start with the basics. You got to understand the concept of smoking, and so it served me well. Learned a lot of stuff, but finally decided to spend the money, and I bought the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro 24. Almost bought the 36 by accident because I didn't measure out my deck, but the 36 would have been too big, and 24 honestly is the perfect size for myself and for my family. So the first impressions, the build quality, I would say it's a solid pellet grill. The stainless steel is really thick and everything felt heavy and solid. What's great with the Camp Chef is every single thing is labeled, so it makes it pretty easy to assemble. It's still time consuming, but they made it simpler. But I'll give it two downsides to it. One of the legs, I'm not sure if it wasn't welded properly, so I couldn't even put it on. So luckily I'm kind of a handy guy, and I used a ratchet strap and I tightened the leg onto the leg that's welded onto the Camp Chef. So I was able to tighten it and put the screws in, and it worked out fine. And then at the end I was extremely disappointed because it was missing one major component in it. So I'm not sure if it's a quality control issue, but I'm not sure how they missed it. But the sliding burner plate that you slide out and all the ash falls into the cup, the entire piece was missing. So luckily Camp Chef has pretty good customer service, so I contacted them and they shipped it out to me, and I got it in about 3 days. So I was able to fully assemble it, and right now I'm cooking on it, so we'll check it out after this. I'll show you what's on the grill. But the very first thing that I cooked on it was a reverse sear porterhouse steak. So what's great about the Camp Chef is that you can set everything up. You can put the meat probe in, and you can just forget about it. And you can get notifications on your phone. It's hooked up through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So if you could leave your house, go shopping or whatever, you could still read your Camp Chef and know what's going on, what the temperature is. So what I really like is that you could set the smoke setting on there. You can go from 1 all the way up to 10. So I've been using it for 10 just because of the last 2 things that I cooked required a short cooking time, so I wanted the maximum smoke. So I made the reverse sear steak and I seared it on the side burner. So I bought the grill box as well, but I didn't use it for it. I just used a regular cast iron pan, and I seared the steak on the pan. And my wife is a great judge of my cooking, so she really enjoyed the steak. It turned out really well. The second thing that I made was the smoked wings. Usually Smoked wings is one of my favorite things to make, and the wings turn out just as good. I just wish I cooked them a little longer for the extra crispiness of the skin, but they were still outstanding. And the current thing, we'll see in a second, is a chicken, and decided to make some ribs. My kids have been asking for some ribs for a while now, so today I had some time and I went and bought some ribs and a whole chicken. Another addition, actually just got this in the mail and we can unpack it quickly, is this flat top griddle. So honestly, I haven't even taken a look at this, but we can check it out and see what this is all about, because cast iron pan is great, but you can't fit 2 steaks on a cast iron, plus griddle is a little more versatile. So this griddle is actually quite heavy. So here we have the cast iron griddle, and as you can see, this thing is pretty big. And it could fit a lot of stuff on here. You could cook breakfast, steaks, whatever you want. And I just wanted this because you could fit a lot more stuff on here. I just have to season this thing, clean this up, and I'll be ready to go. So I can't wait to put this thing to use. I forgot to mention, so what's great about this griddle is that you don't have to use it just on the camp chef itself. If you go camping or something else, you could just grab this, you could throw it over the fire, and you can use it for camping as well. So it's pretty versatile in that way, and you can use it just on any burner, or you could just use it directly over fire. So let's go up to my deck and I'll show you what I'm cooking on the grill right now. So as you can see, I got 2 slabs of ribs on here, and I got some chicken. And in case you were wondering, that's just garlic, since I'm making garlic mashed potatoes. So as you can see, this is a pretty simple and small setup, and it fits perfectly, especially if you live in an urban environment and you got a small deck and you don't have a lot of space to work with. So this fits perfectly onto a small or your standard deck. So I'm planning to use this pretty much as my primary grill, since I don't have my Weber anymore. So I'm going to be using this a lot, and now that I have a side burner, especially now that it's when I'm cooking fish, for example, if you watch my fishing videos, so you could see it above if you want. So my preferred method of cooking salmon is pan frying it. So if you don't want to smell up the house, you can just throw it on the griddle, and you can just do blackened fish that way, and the house won't smell like fried fish. So I've been watching a lot of Land Shark videos, so thanks to him, because he's been using Camp Chef for quite some time now. So thanks to him for making me spend my money and finally upgrading this. And if you're a veteran or in law enforcement or first responder, Camp Chef has a nice program. I got 20% off for this. You can just use ID me and you get 20% off for Camp Chef products. So far I've been really impressed with this. It's really a simple way to smoke stuff. You don't have to start out with the basics like I did if you don't want to, and if you want to just spend the money and spend it on a grill like this, makes your life a lot easier because you could just throw your stuff on the grill and forget about it. And as long as you're cooking on the right temperature, and as long as your meat has got the right temperature when it's done. And I've been cooking these since 2 o'clock, so it's been 4 hours that I've been cooking this. And the chicken is about 7 degrees off, so it's almost done. So it should be done just in time when my family gets home. And one thing I forgot to add is the firebox. The firebox is another great addition to this. That's another specific reason why I wanted this grill, because if you like the extra smokiness, you could just throw the wood chips into the firebox and it just gives you more smoky flavor. Just remember to soak the wood chips, because otherwise you're going to be burning through those pretty fast. And I've been adding the wood chips every hour to the smoker, because this thing burns pretty hot and burns through the wood chips in approximately about an hour. So far I've been really impressed. And like I said, the only 2 downsides were the quality control issues, and that was quite disappointing. So hopefully Camp Chef will address those issues. But other than that, just stay tuned. I got a lot of plans for this, so I'm going to be doing a lot more catch and cook videos on here and using this, because I want to do a lot of hot smoking of the fish and the cold smoking as well. So I'm looking forward to trying out some salmon. It's summertime right now, and I'm not really fishing for salmon, because you really got to go really far offshore to catch salmon, because the water temperatures are getting too warm. But either way, I hope you are enjoying this channel and the videos, and I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, if you would subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. And you can hit us up on Instagram for additional content, to the core media and Officer 178, and we'll see you on the next one.